This video training is the registration process from the point of the parent. We're going to go through the whole situation, emails and everything that the parent will see in order that you can help them through the process. So this is the parent login screen. New customers, existing customers sign up, or returning customers sign in. After customers or clients, this is the area they will return to sign in. For now, we're a new customer. We're going to go through the whole process. Click here to register. To start off, families register into our membership. So we click on that. And what pops up is the instructions for our registration process, letting them know it's a two-part process and the steps they need to follow, and some tips about registration. Clicking continue to register. One of the features is the instructions are always located here. At any time through the process, they can go ahead and click that and review the instructions. So we'll continue. The red horizontal line are mandatory fields. So it's important that families fill out all of those in order to complete the process. We'll go ahead and create a test account. Okay, we're going to put in an address. Province, it does require a postal code. Work phone is optional, but home phone and cell phone are mandatory. If they do not have one of these, they can click do not have cell phone or do not have home phone. One of these fields does have to be filled out though, between these two. We're going to enter our email address. Parents would enter their email address. You want to make sure you have your address correct. The parents take a moment to review what they're typing in order to receive the email. Now, there's questions that are not mandatory, but we do hope the parents answer them. Are you employed? Yes or no? If you select yes, all it will ask is your employer name. Parents just need to follow through and answer the questions. Again, mandatory fields have to be filled out. In this area here, the parents can choose if there's a secondary account holder. So if mom was in line 1, dad could be the secondary, or if dad was in the primary, the primary account holder, then mom could be the secondary. For the sake of this video, we'll say we do not have a secondary, and it'll close that account area. Next, we'll enter emergency contacts. There is space for 3. 2 emergency contacts are mandatory. The emergency contact is automatically authorized to pick up the child as well. And only a phone number is required, one or the other. Then we can go to the second. And enter a phone number there. We'll say a cell phone. We'll say we don't have a home phone or a cell phone. It's the cell phone only, sorry. Emergency contact, again, the third one is optional, so we'll leave that one blank. We then can scroll down to authorize to pick up. Now, since the primary and secondary account holders are automatically authorized to pick up and emergency contacts are already authorized to pick up, these 5 spaces would be for anyone else who could possibly pick up the child. Maybe there's an aunt or a grandma. And you'll notice no phone numbers are required here. It is helpful if parents do put information in, however. You'll scroll to the bottom and continue to My Children. So as you can see, emergency contact 1 had an error of a cell phone. So we'll scroll down and we can see that we did not click off. There was no cell phone. It had the question mark here showing us where our error was. And now we can continue. You enter the child's information and the date of birth. You can use either the calendar. The double arrow goes 3 months at a time. Single arrow is 1 month. Or you could choose to use the format here. Enter the gender. Hair color and eye color are just nice additional fields. And then answering the following questions here. Sunscreen, previous experience, eating habits, special instructions concerning your child's care. So something you could put is shy. So relationships, they want to know who all these children are, who all these contacts are in relationship to the child. So we'll say that's father for the alpha. And then for emergency contacts, we'll say it is grandma and a foster. And a adult sibling, we'll say. And then here we have just authorized to pick up, which is another grandmother and an aunt. Now in this area here, parents are not able to enter information for families, for people who are not allowed access to their child, not allowed to pick up. That is something the parent can tell you at the club, and we can add that information in at a later date. And this will flag on the account if there's an adult who is not allowed access. At this step, the parents cannot enter that though. So confirming they're all authorized to pick up and who the child lives with. The address is right. Are there any other children in the family and their relationship to the child, or persons prohibited from having access, This field will be deleted for summer going forward, however. Does your child have any allergies? Yes or no? If you answer yes to any of these 4 questions, you'll receive a drop-down to answer more information. For allergies, since there's so many, we're just asking parents to list. So let's say pollen, no disabilities, and no concerns or diagnosis, but medical information, known health problems, medical conditions, illnesses. Let's say there's a known health problem, and you'd have to explain down here. Let's say there's a heart issue. Entering doctor's information, phone number, the medical service plan number. This is the BC Healthcare number you would enter here, the health card. Has your child been immunized? If yes, you must provide a copy before your child attends. Is there a custody agreement? If yes, provide documentation. And then asking about photographing your children, either in-house for in use in the clubs only, for in use at the clubs as well as external advertising for multimedia, or no, you do not permit access. Any photos. So must specify 1. Permit the Boys and Girls Club for out trips, take the children on out trips. selecting school. If the school is not on the list or the child is not school age, you can type in this field instead. Select grade. If they're again before school age, they can select. So we'll say grade 3 for now. And the home site is the Fifth Street Club. Save the child. And now it's asking about allergies. It's important you need to click off use the box below. And saving the child there. Alright, so you can go back in to make any changes at this point if you think there's an error. However, at this point, we're going to continue to terms and conditions. Again, we're registering into membership only. We have the parent handbook and the parent contract. To download those for reading, they would just click on the little icons. They have to agree that they have received, read, and understood the parent contract and the parent handbook, and then they need to type their name in both areas. For contract details, it talks about if there's an emergency, we can seek medical attention for your child or an ambulance, that you're using the clubs at your own risk. Talking about who can view your child's information. It's only the Boys and Girls Club or licensing. And just making sure you agree to all this, and then they have to put their initials here. So let's move on to payment. Now it shows there's a $24 fee owing. It's asking if there's financial assistance for child. Payment method, they can pay via credit card or e-check. Just by clicking on it, it'll bring up a payment screen. So if they're doing credit card, they would enter their information. If they use the drop-down menu, and it's the primary, it'll auto-fill the information. You will not need to add any fields. But if it's somebody else making this payment, all these fields will need to manually be entered. You can type in them if you pick other. You'll need to pick if it's Visa, MasterCard, or Discover. Expiration date and month and year, card number, and security code. The security code is the 3-digit on the back of a credit card. Parents can view our refund policy. With e-check, this is where they would pay out of their bank account, so they would need to enter their banking information. This is a U.S. program, so the routing number actually consists of 2 numbers on our checks. The transit number and the institute number, without any spaces in the middle, is what the routing number would be. For the account number, it is the last numbers. All right, so if they said that they actually wanted financial assistance, they would click yes. It's automatically selected to no. If they select yes, they can say if it's an MCFD family or if it's an employee. We will be adding a third field here. Parents, and we'll put this in the instructions as well, if a parent is paying cash or check for their membership fee, but wants to be able to continue on, there will be another box here saying membership postponed, will pay at club, something like that. So they'll be able to click there to continue. For now, we'll just say that it's an MCFD account. So we can submit our application. At this point, it shows us that we were successful in completing our membership application. A confirmation email has been sent to them. So we can go ahead and click OK, which takes them back to the login screen. So the email the family would have just received is this one here. Thank you for your annual membership registration. Your application has been submitted for approval, and you will receive a confirmation email once your application has been processed. Now, if the family had paid the $24 membership fee, they would automatically have received this email instead. Now, for this one, once administration has approved the membership fee not being paid, they would then receive the next email. So this could either be their first or second email showing them their account number, what the web address is, and their temporary password. So the family will now go back into Easy Child Select, enter their email address and password that they were given in the email, and click Sign In. So clicking on the Sign In, they'll now be requested to make a new password. The email they were sent is just a temporary password. The password has to consist of uppercase, lowercase, and numbers. So first on the Parent Portal home screen, this is the main home screen they see, they will see some Parent Portal alerts, some information we have showing about summer registration and the school year registration, the dates available, check payment, and some information about how to correctly enter that information. It's showing here the family cannot register for summer because they're a new client at this time until May 24th. So currently we're going to go ahead and register into School District 84 so that you can see the whole process. So the parent would click on, if they wanted to know more about the program first, the little I for information, shows the school year, when it's available, where the location is, what grades can attend, if there's a registration fee or deposit, and any documents needed. We can close that. So if parents want to go ahead, they click register underneath the appropriate program. So for now, we're going to register with School District 84 for our Fifth Street Club. Again, they'll receive pop-up instructions on how to complete their registration, continue to register. As before, they can review the instructions at any time. Scrolling down, all fields should already be populated. Clicking on My Children. And from here, you can either add a child if there's somebody new coming into care in the family, or register the current child. So click on Register, and it takes you to the child's information. Again, all fields should be populated, but if you want to make any changes, now's the time. The parent could do, say there was another allergy added. Maybe they're allergic to rice, so they can go ahead and add that. Confirming, seeing down here, they can upload forms, immunization, permission, swim level, there's a medical condition. If they do not do this step here, upload the forms here, then the staff, the LPS or the staff, will have to upload it to their account for them. Parents cannot go back to this step. So again, continuing to save and enroll child. So the start date is here. This is where parents select the start date. It quite often gets missed. It automatically is set for today's date. So let's say we're not starting till May 16th. And we scroll down, and these are our options of what we can choose. Drop-in care, monthly, 3, 4, or 5 days. You can see 5 days, they're all marked. But if they were going to do 4 days, they can then select which 4 days of the week they were wanting. So let's say for now, we're just going to say May 27th Pro D Day is what we'd like. We can now save enrollment. Now you can either make any changes at this point you need to, or continue on for terms and conditions. So the parent will need to agree to the parent handbook and parent contract again. Permission form and swim form are only for our current school year. For summer and next school year, these will not be on here anymore. They've now been part of the questions through the application instead of separate forms. So the little icons here is where they can download the form, clicking that they agree, and either typing full signature or initials. Demographic survey will take them to a link for a separate Google document now going forward. There's no more paper form. Agree. And the contract details. Reminding them about we obtain the right if your child's injured for physician services or an ambulance, attending at your own risk, about who has rights to their information, just giving them so they're aware of our policies and procedures, and typing their initials that they have agreed. They can now submit their application. They will see that it was submitted successfully and that they'll receive another email. Go ahead and click OK. Them back into their home page of the parent portal. If parents need to upload any forms, they are located right in this area. So notice to change care form, they can download right here. Parent contract will information so they can read it. Permission form will no longer exist, but we still have the old one available if they want to read it. So they can just view all the forms here. The list we will be removing a few of the items, however. We can review email history if the parent wants to look at their emails through Easy Child Track. So you can see here in registration, online registration for summer camp has not changed the date still, but that they're pending for approval for their Pro D Day that they just requested. You can see there's a balance due of $24. They can either pay now by credit card or e-check, which is direct withdrawal from their bank account. Families can sign up for auto pay right here, which on the first of every month, their fees will be processed off their credit card, and they can do statements. This is also where they go to get their tax receipt for next year. All right. The parents would have received another email thanking them for their registration, and that once it's confirmed, they will receive an email. After parents have received the confirmation, they will have received, this is the email they received for the application pending approval. And this one saying their application has been approved. Okay, so now we just want to refresh our home page. The application has now been approved, and you can see the child is now registered. You can view the enrollment, the parents can view the enrollment, what their child's attending, from the Pro D Day, May 27th at 5th Street, and it's a Friday. And you can see because they're now a current member, the summer camp registration has now changed. They can register May 2nd instead of May 24th. So the information is very obvious for them. And this finishes off the registration process for families. If you have any questions, please rewatch the video or call admin for further information. Thank you very much.